Akademiks can't ride no way.
Okay. Let's watch this shit, chat.
I do this. How do you add a moderator? I don't understand.
Okay. Now, apparently, this is Nikki Heaton. Who is this? I really don't know who. Like, Nikki Heaton. Like, what does she do? She's a singer? Really? Really? Now, what's always important to see is that usually when you look at these people who are artists who are coming out to say shit, again, you know, they're going to have a different story. Like, usually you're not going to see nothing new. So basically, in the last 4 years, she hasn't pretty much done anything. And usually their story is to say, well, my career got killed because they couldn't fuck me, right? Or they couldn't take advantage of me. You could believe that, or some other people might believe the other side by saying, no, you're just salty that you ain't still on, or you're salty that you're not successful anymore, and now you're just mad at the people you felt wronged you, blah, 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 blah. Now, you guys could use your own mind to judge each individual scenario, but this woman used to be a singer, right? And now she's coming out with a story, and she told it on IG Live. Let's get into it a bit.
Well, I went into depth like a little bit, and I was like, yeah, like, oh wait, hold on. All right, and I was never actually going to tell this story, like, ever. I was going to kind of like go to my grave with this because, you know, in my perspective, it's like, what's the point? Who would believe me? What good would it do? I don't have proof. I'm not going to file anything. Like, but because of recent events and the things that have come to light quite recently, I felt the need to kind of come on here, and I felt like it was my time to kind of just tell this story. And it's pretty much one of the reasons that I lost a lot of my love for music in that sense, like making it public in that sense.
Okay, so we hear the reason once again. She says, hey, I fell out of love with music because some traumatic shit happened. Now, again, I want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Whoever she's going to accuse, you know, I can imagine what they're going to say. Yo, you lying, you just mad because you fell off. But for her, she's saying, yo, I fell out of love with music after seeing some of what happens in the industry.
So, if you have been paying attention.
Samuel Patterson, you fucking freak, in my chat talking about Nikki Heaton is top 1% of milk. What? Oh, never mind. Maybe I'm on some wild shit. You said milk. I'm over here thinking you talking about these. You talking about milk like she a white woman. Why somebody said she was born a man? Like y'all not trolling me, right? Maybe it's the lip fillers. Anytime I see lip fillers and cheek shit, I'm almost thinking you shaved down the Adam's apple. I don't know, bruh. She born a woman or a man? Yo, chat. Yo, stop playing with me. You said she got a lot on her chest. Yo, John Westmoreland, don't ever say some shit like this in my motherfucking chat no more. Okay? You should get time out. Don't time out. You should get timed out for some dumbass comment talking about she got a lot on her chest. She about to talk about a serious topic, nigga. You talking about she got a lot on her chest. Fuck you got going on.
To what's going on, like, you know, like Diddy has gone down, like shit's coming out about him. It's kind of like irrefutable proof of the evil shit that goes on behind doors. And if you've noticed, people are accusing Kanye now of the same type of shit. And my old manager, Lauren, has kind of been the whistleblower on the shit that he's done. And I wasn't going to say anything. I'm very proud of her. I'm very, very proud of her. And I'm so glad that she's stepping forward and kind of saying what's going on. And again, I wasn't going to say anything. And then I saw that, you know, it became public. And I clicked on one of the posts that were saying like, oh, Kanye's ex-assistant is coming forward and saying that, you know, sexual assault and all these things. And I was like, yeah. And then I looked at the comments and it was like, she's a fucking liar. Like, none of this is true. She's doing this for money and fame and clout and all this. And it made me so mad. It made me so fucking mad. And I like started to comment. I was like, you know what? Let me stop. So basically, I'm telling this story now because, like, you guys know me. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm out of the industry. I left LA. I'm in like the middle of fucking nowhere, on a farm. Like, what could I possibly gain from this, right? Like, I don't care. I'm not filing any sort of suit, so like I'm not getting money from this. And you,
Kanye better clip this shit right now, even though this means nothing, nigga. If you don't think 3 million lawyers hitting her ass up right now, you know they're gonna tell her. They're gonna hit her with this, right? Shorty, you're done in the music business. It's never coming back. It's not like you're burning bridges or relationships. You're never gonna have them anyway. You might as well file a lawsuit, right? Like, she's saying she ain't filing a lawsuit, but anytime I see these are basically, these are smoke signals to say, Tyrone Blackburn or the rest of y'all, holla at me. I got something to say.
you know that like I always tell the fucking truth. Even if it makes me look bad, like I'm very like brutally honest. So me coming here and saying all this, if you've seen the posts about the.
By the way, also let me say this before too. Again, I haven't gotten into her story yet. I think the general sentiment, y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I want y'all to hold me accountable. This is a general sentiment about Kanye. Now, Diddy, we always thought Diddy was on some shit. We just thought he was really gay at first, right? Like, that was the thing. Like, Diddy's gay. Then it was like Diddy just got mad bitches. And then now we're hearing about freak-offs and somewhat could be sex trafficking. And I'm going to be honest with you. Truth be told, it's kind of crazy. I'm hearing everybody says, oh my God, that video of him in the hallway beating Cassie is just unimaginable. I can't. My nigga, Diddy has told us over 20 years he has an anger problem. We've again, I don't think he would act like that with a man, but do I think Diddy probably has backhanded a couple of chicks? Yeah. Do I think he would have done it on camera? I don't think he was that dumb. But I'm not that shocked. You know what I mean? Now, I say that to say, that's what the public thought about what we thought about Diddy before we start seeing stuff. About Kanye, I don't think, do we think Kanye is like some R-word? We don't. We all think Kanye is some freaky deaky nigga. He a freaky ass nigga, need a motherfucker. Yeah, like he one of those. Freaky ass nigga, you was singing, I ain't got, like, that's him. Like, that's him too. Like, we could tell. Like, we saw when he broke up with Kim Kardashian. He would cry over her in the day and have a fivesome at night. The nigga was parading the new bitches on the balcony every day. It was all models. Bro, once we saw he put his new girl in a bubble wrap condom to wear and called it clothing, we knew this thing is freaky. He got head on a motherfucking boat that was sailing in the river of France somewhere. We knew he was freaky. I don't think nobody ever disputed his freakiness. But we haven't heard about him, strong-arming pussy or, you gotta, like, we haven't heard about that. So I think that's fair, right? He a freaky nigga, but this is, I think, also what, we're in this era now, and I ain't gonna lie, I think it's gonna come to bite a lot of people. Freaky is now meaning like predatory. There's certain niggas who, I don't know, I'm just making this up. Certain niggas who like to get their ass eaten, or they might like ass play, or they might, I don't know, they might like having sex with women with other men. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just mentioning random stuff. Freaky ass niggas. Okay, I'm saying freaky ass niggas. When you hear a really freaky ass story now, you're thinking the worst. You're like, okay, Diddy has fucked up freaking. Like, all the freaky niggas, y'all almost seem guilty even if you're not, right? So I view Kanye as a very freaky nigga. Does that mean he's doing some wild shit in terms of illegal shit possibly? Like taking pussy? I don't think so. But this is what freakiness and obviously Diddy with the freak offs done fucked it up for everybody. Oh, y'all niggas better start having sex. Missionary, no more back shots, no more thumb in the ass. Tell Future to get that out of here, okay? No more threesomes, no more orgies, no more like, oh, yo, my man's got none of that. You better start having sex, condom sex, missionary, pull out after 10 minutes and get on your fucking way if you want to not have any accusations, bro. Okay? Okay. Anyway, let's get into what she's about to say about Kanye. Maybe it'll change my mind. Let's see.
Assault suit or the misconduct, anything like that. Like, and if you see the things about like, oh, she's lying, I'm here to say she's not. She's not. Every single thing that she said in that lawsuit is 100% true. And I know that because not only have I seen all the evidence firsthand, but I was actually there.
What?
For one of these situations. And this was one of the things that made me want to leave and back out and get out. And if you know, like my day one fans, they've always wondered, like, what happened with you and LP? Like, why aren't you friends anymore? Like, what was the falling out? And there was a falling out. And a lot of it was just, we weren't.
Okay. Oh, okay. Now, it gets deeper then. My bad, chat. I could be wrong. We're all evaluating this here. So LP is the woman that sued Kanye, Lauren Pisciato. Okay, so I guess she was friends with this woman. Ah. And I guess she says she was there. So she basically saying she's a witness. Okay.
In two different places, there was a lot of things going on, and me personally, like, I had reached that point because of this shit that happened to me where I was fucking done. Like, the industry had almost killed my love for music because of what I had been through, and I had lost my love for it. I didn't want to be a part of it anymore. And you know, she is more of a businesswoman and she wasn't done, and so we were in two different places, and so there was a falling out, but and she had to keep going. Sadly, she figured it out on her own. So let me just tell you guys the fucking story. So, like I said in my one post, like, I've only been assaulted twice. This was one of the two times that kind of changed the trajectory of my life and my career. So I was 19, and if you know anything about me, I, went viral at 18 on World Star and then on YouTube, and like kind of rose to fame really quickly. And I was doing rap covers, so a lot of rappers were reaching out to me and asking to work. Sorry, I'm getting real-time feedback right now. So all of a sudden, like, people were reaching out and wanting to work, and I was 19 years old. Like, I had just left home, and working with my manager, and we were in LA and doing all these crazy things. And all of a sudden, I got a call one day, and it's like, hey, like, Kanye wants you to come to the studio. And we were just like, what? Like, Kanye knows who I am? Like, what? This is crazy. So we go, and this happens like multiple times. Like, you can find it if you go back and find headlines, you'll find proof of it. Like, we were working with Kanye, and he was like, I want to know what you're doing in your new music. Like, I want to hear your tracks. I want to play you mine. I want to know what you're doing with this fashion stuff, because like your style is like so fucking cool. And if you go in deep dig enough, like, he said it publicly, like, you and LP were, the muse for Yeezy season 1, because like he went back and asked, like, oh my god, you guys are like so fucking cool, like you wear like shapewear as real clothes, like that's so dope, like blah 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 blah, and like had his people go through my wardrobe, and he wanted me to be the model for Yeezy season 1, and I went and I flew there and I did all this shit, and I was like, I'm not fucking doing this. Like, there was something just not right about it. Anyway, every time we would go to the studio with him, it was like, yeah, he wanted to work on music, but there was something just like fucking weird about it. Like, he would pull up his laptop and he would have like bookmarks of all of our pages and like our Instagrams, our Snapchat, Twitter, all of that, and like our pictures saved. And even now, like even like a year ago, I'm still getting DMs from people in the industry like, yo, like me and Kanye used to sit in the studio for hours talking about you and your
let's react, chat. Weird, not weird. On face value, it feels like Kanye might be doing musicology, music industry, big artist 101. Hey, I'm gonna act like I want to do music with you, but I really want to fuck you. Like it's easier to get you in the room by acting like. Now, I'll ask the question if that's predatory. I'll ask that question, right? But yeah, nigga ain't want to do no music with you. Like, come on, like, it's just like the Lauren Pisciota girl. Like, she's like, yeah, he wanted to pay me $4 million to be an assistant. Yo, you say you used to call Ubers, my nigga. You used to call Ubers for the nigga. Like, you really thought the nigga was gonna pay you $4 million for that, bro? You get what I'm saying? Like, now on a nigga level is, bro, they're doing whatever they gotta say to get you to go give them some pussy. They doing. Some other people, these are Twitter think tank peoples. Well, there's a power imbalance in the dynamic between them. Like, he's not being truthful, and obviously his real intentions, his ulterior intentions, is to fuck her. So now she may have lowered her guard, or maybe she felt like coerced because of the power stuff. I don't know, but it seemed like Kanye in the studio picking out on Instagram new bitches he want to suck his dick. He probably tell them, yo, come out here. Oh, you're gonna be the face of Yeezy campaign. Or it might, like, if you're a musician, yo, and I want to do music with you. Could you ever imagine him doing music with her, bro? No. But of course they show up. Like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, yo, again, y'all tell me what part is manipulation, what part is game, what part is, that's just nigga shit. I'll give you an example too. You know when I knew, and I'm going to just say X instead of use her name, but it's not my last ex. You know when I knew I was done with one of my exes? Like, we're kind of like falling out at this point. She hits me and says, yo, I think I'm finna go to Miami. I said, why the fuck are you going to Miami? She says, because, like, this was her whole thing. She was like, well, they believe in my music. You don't believe in my music. They're going to have me in the studio with whatever. And I looked at her, and I'm trying to explain to her, like, you really think this nigga wants you to get on a fucking plane to sit in a studio with him and work? Or do you think that he realizes that's a mutual interest y'all got? He gonna get you there, and after 2-3 days, he hopes he gonna fuck you. That's when I realized, I'm like, she too dumb to be my girl. Like, yo, if you falling for them tricks, the crazy thing, I remember saying to her, I remember saying this. That's why I knew it was. I remember saying this to her. I said, so let me get this straight. You're dating Akademiks, and you want to get your music heard, so you go link with some other niggas. Yeah, this shit's over. This shit's over. This bitch either too dumb, or just can't see, or can't look in the mirror and tell her nose from her fucking mouth. What the fuck? Like, yo, women fall for this shit all the time. I'm telling you. They fall for it all the time, bro. So maybe Kanye was doing that type of stuff, right? I don't know. I'm just adding some context to it. Anyway.
Your manager, like he was obsessed with you, and I was like, whoa, okay, crazy. Anyway, back to me being 19 years old. This was probably the last time that we went to the studio. We got a call. It was late. We were living in LA. And we get a call, and it's like, hey, like, Ye wants you to come to the studio. And we're like, cool, like, why? And he's like, he wants to work on music. And we're like, that's great. And so we go, and it's like somewhere in LA, some studio we've never been to before. And we show up and walk in, and it's, we're there to work on music, right? Like, that's why I'm here. And we walk in, and it's Kanye and it's Diddy. And, you know, a couple of people that we know, men. an executive that worked with Kanye's engineer, and Kanye's cousin. And we walk in and we're like, okay, cool. And it's immediately I was like, there's something not right. There's something not right about this. Because we walk in and there's 9 other women there. And don't kill me for this, because this is what they call them. There were 9 studio hoes there. Like, I'm all about women's rights, do whatever you want to do, but don't shoot the messenger. That's what they call them. Women who show up to the studio in their full club outfit.
Craziest part of the story, and I'm stopping it here, I don't know what she's going to say afterwards, is the lack of self-awareness. She don't realize if it's 9 studio hoes there, you're the 10th. It's like when they say you show up to Diddy's house because Diddy told you they're going to be a party, but you don't realize, well, and you say, yo, Diddy, where the hoes at? And Diddy look at you, lick his lips, you're the hoe. Like, you gotta understand what this is. Now, this is where I realize, and chat, I'm saying this obviously, no, hindsight's 2020. Like, she was 19 clearly, but yo, I think this is where people usually say like a little street smarts is kind of important. Like, you get to realize, like, what you think you not like the 9 of them.
At the studio, it's like they're only there for one reason. They want to leave with someone who's there. They're called studio hoes. That's just what they're called. And there are 9 women there. And we're like, that's weird. I thought we were here to work on music. And like, we were invited, like I was invited as...
Yo, chat, that don't sound crazy? Let me ask you a question, chat. If Drake right now is at the embassy, he's cooking up his, let's just say it's an EP, and he invites Tinashe over, you really think in 2024 he's finna be on a fucking track with fucking Tinashe? Hell fucking no, nigga. You get what I'm saying? Like, nigga, that nigga's trying to get some box. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, but of course, this is why, I urge all men who have sisters, even your girlfriend, cousins, your female cousins, you sometimes have to be there to be their barometer to check their naivete. Because a woman at times will walk herself into environments and situations based upon the word of someone that is clearly just not what it is. It's no way you could have went in that room and be like, oh yeah, I'm still here to work on music. You're 19, you haven't really accomplished anything. Maybe you have a little song, but to Kanye West, a fucking, like, Kanye has compared himself with like dead legends for millennia. You think that he is going to be like, I'm working with you? Come on.
As an artist and my manager. So I'm wearing like fucking double XL sweatpants and like a giant hoodie. I look like a fucking slob. And like, my manager's there in her usual suit, like black leggings, black zip up. Like, we're just like, this is strange, but okay. And we walk in and there's all these ladies there wearing their club gear, and Kanye and Diddy are already like out of their fucking mind, just like completely fucked up. Drunk, but probably something else. And we're like, okay, but like, we were invited as artists. Like, maybe these girls are gonna leave and we're gonna work on music. Like, let's just walk in and just, yeah. Immediately, I felt like there was something weird, because there's always drinks. There's always the vodka and the mixers just like sitting on the table. But we walk in and immediately, and Diddy hands me a drink. Kanye hands Lauren a drink, and we're like, that's weird. Like, why are they serving us? And I don't like to drink. Like, I don't like alcohol. I don't like the way that it like makes me feel. It makes me feel sick. So, but my manager, since the beginning, she was just like, I know you don't like to drink, but if someone famous hands you something to drink, even if you don't want it, just like hold it and like pretend, because you don't want to seem rude. And I was like, okay. And it was like a vodka cranberry, and I was like, oh, gross. And so I'm just standing there with my back against the console, just like pretending to sip this drink. And I'm like, I'm not fucking drinking this. This is gross. And my manager was sitting across on this couch with Kanye's cousin, and then the other girls were sitting next to her. And immediately I was like, there's something fucking wrong. Like, I couldn't explain it. I didn't know what to do. But I just like felt that there was something not right. But I didn't fucking know what to do. I was 19 years old, like just left home a year ago, new in the industry. Yeah, I didn't know what to do, but I knew that there was something wrong, basically. And I was standing there pretending to sip this drink, and my manager was sitting across from me. And, you know, if you know about like my past and like us being together, like she's very much reserved. And people would always say like, oh, she's such a bitch. She has like a resting bitch face. And it's because she has like severe like social anxiety. Like she just wants to like sit in the corner and like tap on her phone and like not talk to anyone. So she's not a bitch. She's just very shy. And I see her across the room holding her drink. And it was weird because I noticed as I was standing there just kind of just like wondering what's going on, Diddy kept looking at me and Kanye kept looking at Lauren, and like they were exchanging glances. And I'm like, they're like watching me strangely. And I'm like, okay, let me pretend to drink. And like, I'm not actually doing it. Yeah, I didn't know what to do, but I knew that there was something wrong, basically. And I was standing there pretending.
Oh, my bad, chat. My bad. I was muted. I said, wait, is the Lauren Pisciota girl her manager?
Rude. And I was like, okay. And it was like a vodka cranberry. And I was like, oh, gross. And so I'm just standing there with my back against the console, just like pretending to sip this drink. And I'm like, I'm not fucking drinking this. This is gross. And my manager was sitting across on this couch with Kanye's cousin, and then the other girls were sitting next to her. And immediately I was like, there's something fucking wrong. Like, I couldn't explain it. I didn't know what to do. But I just like felt that there was something not right. But I didn't fucking know what to do. I was 19 years old, like just left home a year ago, new in the industry. Yeah, I didn't know what to do, but I knew that there was something wrong, basically. And I was standing there pretending to sip this drink, and my manager was sitting across from me. And, you know, if you know about like my past and like us being together, like she's very much reserved. And people would always say like, oh, she's such a bitch. She has like a resting bitch face. And it's because she has like severe like social anxiety. Like she just wants to like sit in the corner and like tap on her phone and like not talk to anyone. So she's not a bitch. She's just very shy.
We're getting somewhere. That combo I see you said put it at a faster speed. Now let's rock out. Like we gotta get into this.
And I see her across the room holding her drink, and it was weird because I noticed as I was standing there, just kind of just like wondering what's going on. Diddy kept looking at me, and Kanye kept looking at Lauren, and like they were exchanging glances. And I'm like, they're like watching me strangely. Okay. And I'm like, okay, let me pretend to drink. And like, I'm not actually doing it. And like that seemed to like make them happy, like me like pretending to like join in. And immediately I'm like, there's something fucking in this drink. There's something in this drink. And I didn't know what to do. And I like, my manager was like across the room, but like close enough, but like not next to me, so I couldn't like whisper to her. But I wanted to tell her, I'm like, hey, don't fucking drink this. There's something wrong with this. But I couldn't. So I reached for
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, bro. Like, well, actually, you know, obviously I wasn't there, so. So the drink was laced. Laced with what? Really? Now, again, I'm not saying she lying. By the way, even though she's clearly saying she was assuming, right, that the drink was laced. Y'all are in, even though it's a studio, a social setting. They poured y'all drinks, which even though, granted, I guess there was pressure for you to take it. You could have said, no, I don't drink, or I don't want to drink. You take the drink. And you said every time you sipped it, it looked like it made everyone happy. Well, it's kind of also probably normal if they're like, yo, we're all sipping in here. that if you're not being the one weirdo that's not drinking, now like all these stories coming out with everybody's like, I'm wondering what is the lace your drink drug that everybody's using? I think it's definitely alcohol probably in there, right? Like, well, it's vodka and whatever. Maybe they were just trying to make sure you were, because drinking sometimes is a social type of thing. If you're around a bunch of people and everybody's vibing, talking, side conversations happening, people blah blah blah. If one person seems to just not be participating in anything, you kind of feel like, what the fuck are they doing, right? Again, I'm asking that question because she obviously is about to pretty much say that she believes that she got laced drinks, but I'm like, maybe they were just looking at you because they were like, why are you not drinking with everybody else? Or is that too much of a simpleton thought? I don't know. I'm just, I don't know.
For my phone, and I start to.
Now, thank you, Joey. No, thank you for saying that. Joey says, well, she wasn't 21. She was 19. Granted, great point. She's 19. I think that's even more the reason why she shouldn't take the drink. But also, granted, Kanye or Diddy shouldn't have given her a drink. She's underage, right?
Type, and Kanye takes the phone out of my hands and he's like, who are you texting? Like, you don't need to text anyone. Like, we're having a party. And I was like, okay. And he like puts it on one of the speakers. And I'm like, fuck. Now what do I do? Like, I don't know what to do. And I see my manager take a sip. And I'm like, fuck. Like, fuck. Now what do I do? And then I see her take another sip. 2 sips out of this little vodka cranberry cup. And I'm like, oh, what do I do? 2 sips, and I watch her face flush. And all of a sudden, like, I look over and she's speaking really loud and like making jokes. And I'm like, whoa, like, this isn't her. Like, she doesn't make jokes. She's fucking terrified of people. Like, she doesn't even talk. And I was like, it's already hitting her. Like, 100%, I just knew that the drinks were all laced with something.
This is the problem when if y'all thought y'all got drugged and shit like that, and by the way, I know there's females who watch me. If you're a woman and you think you got drugged, please go to the hospital. Please go get checked. Because number one, that's a very dangerous thing. Anything could happen to you, right? Like if someone actually drugged you, right? Like to make you out of your mind, right? I don't think put it like this. Your manager is in the room with Kanye and Diddy. You probably are going to see her trying to be as social as possible because this is the 2 biggest fucking artists in the world. She's not going to just sit there and keep eyes on you looking weird. She's trying to make shit happen. If it's your manager, whether it's a male or a female. Like if I'm an artist, I'm in a room with Beyonce and Rihanna. Say I'm the cool reserved person, bro. You better make some shit shake. Again, I'm not trying to say I don't believe her type shit. I'm just saying it would kind of make sense why your manager is now trying to get some attention about. It's not really about her. It's about y'all situation. You're an artist who wants to link with these 2 artists, right? So you're telling me you thought she took 2 sips and she's just out of it? Okay, all right. I'm rocking. I'm going with this.
And she starts like almost being like belligerent a little bit, but not in like a crazy way, just like really enjoying herself. And I'm like, that's not her. She doesn't even want to be here. Like, this is weird. And all of a sudden she like dismisses the studio host. Like she's like, you can leave. And I'm like, oh my God, like what's going on? And the girls file out. They go to like a different studio, or they go somewhere. And I'm like, I have to do something. I have to do something. What do I do? And I go to get my phone where Kanye put it on one of the speakers. And as I'm going to get it, I turn and my manager's walking out. And I'm like, no. Like, where are you going? I'm already seeing people being like, this is cap. What do I have to gain? Let me just ask you, what do I have to gain? I'm in a fucking farm in the middle of nowhere. I'm not in the industry anymore. I'm not filing a lawsuit, so I'm not getting paid. I'm not looking for clout, because who gives a fuck about me? So why would I lie about this? This has been 9.5 years since this happened to me. Why would I? Let me go on. Whatever. Yeah, so I see her start to leave. And I'm like, where are you going? And she's like, it's fine, I'm just going to the bathroom. And I was like, no, stay. And she's like, it's right there, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. And I was like, okay. And she walks out. And all of a sudden,
most girls would have said, okay, let's go to the bathroom. That's like a very normal, if you ever hung out with multiple girls, it's very normal. Everybody knows that's where girls do their powwow. They either plan like, all right, hey, listen, we're not fucking none of these lame ass niggas. Let's make up this excuse. You go with this. We're gonna call the Uber. We're out of this bitch. Or they're gonna be like, yo, I'm feeling him. Yo, I think I'm gonna go back with him. What are you about to do? Okay, cool. That's how girls do their thing. Like, I'm not blaming her, obviously, but I'm wondering why she didn't go to the bathroom with her friend. You should go to the bathroom with your friend. Like, why would you just stay in the room when your friend is going to the bathroom? That's like the girl thing to do. Hey, I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Okay.
I realize that I'm in this studio. The music's low, the lights are dim, but you can still like see everything. And I realized
now, this story gets a little bit odd as I'm listening to it. Where are the other 9 studio whores? Remember the studio whores that were there? What happened to them? Did they just disappear? Because now we're hearing everything just like if it's 4 people or 5 people or whatever. Like that Lauren girl, her manager, her, and Kanye and Diddy. What happened to the other whores?
I'm in the studio with Diddy and Kanye, and they're both off their shit. And there's 3 other men, an executive that works with Kanye, his engineer, and his cousin, and me. Alone. And I'm like,
what happened to the studio whores?
Oh, fuck. Okay. And I haven't...
Oh, they got dismissed. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, Chad. I apologize. Thank you for giving me that information. I didn't know. 100% apologize.
Started freaking out yet. Like, I know what the situation is. I know...
okay, so I guess she was there alone.
Like, I know this is a bad place to be in, but I don't really feel scared yet, you know? Like, because I'm like, there's other people around. There's other men around, and I know them. Like, I've known them for a while. Like, nothing bad's going to happen. And I'm standing there, and I realize that so this is like a pretty, like, sizable studio. There's, like, the glass doors, the couch there, a console, another console, the screen, all of that. But it's, like, it's pretty big, but you can still see and talk to everyone easily. And I realize that I'm standing really close to the exit. And it's a glass door, and it opens in. And I'm standing pretty close to it. And I realize all of a sudden that Kanye and Diddy have realized that I'm the only girl in the room. And they're like fucked out of their minds. And they start coming towards me, and they're like, don't you want to take your clothes off? Like, it's so hot in here. And I'm like, no, fine. I'm fine like this. And they're like, come on, like, it's just us. Like, we're all just friends. Like, let us just, like, see, like, how you look. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine. And, like, I still haven't gotten scared yet, you know? Like, I'm still, like, this is a bad situation. I'm creeped out, but, like, there's no reason to panic. There's other men here. Hold on a second. Real-time feedback. Yeah, so they're coming towards me, and I'm like, okay, this is fucked. I don't know where my manager is. I don't know where anyone is. And they're coming towards me more, and they're trying to, like, take my clothes off. And I'm like at that point where I'm like, this is not good, but I'm like still trying to like play it off. Just like, stop, you guys are fucking stupid. Like, get out of here. Like, don't touch me. Like a little bit scared.
She's getting texts and calls.
Did this just freeze? Okay, no, it's back. Okay, so let me just get to the point. So they start trying, like, they're like pawing at me. Like, they're both drunk, probably on something else. And I start to get a little bit apprehensive because I'm pretty much like backed up against the wall. Like, there's only one exit and I'm pressed up against this door. And I'm still not completely terrified yet, but I'm like, you guys stop. Like, stop. And they're getting to the point where they have like ripped my shirt off. And like, I'm like almost fully exposed at this point. And they're both coming at me. And I'm like, you guys, like, seriously, this isn't funny anymore. And I look to my left where his executive is. Like, we know him pretty well. Like, we've been around him a lot. He's literally 3 feet away from me. Like, if I reached and he reached too, like, we could touch. Like, he's that close. And I look and I'm like, hey, like, I give that look where I'm just like, come on, like, step in. Like, this isn't cool. Like, you're a grown man. Like, you're like 50 years old. I know you have a family. Like, you know this isn't right. Like, do something. And this is the part that for as long as I live, I will never fucking forget. It isn't actually the aspect of being sexually assaulted. That's not what haunts me. It's this. It's as these two grown men were pawing at me, trying to take my clothes off, I look over to this man asking for help, and I literally mouth the word help. And we lock eyes. And he looks away. I'm like, okay, there's still 2 more men in the room. And I look to his engineer next, who's sitting right next to him. And I know that he's married and he just had a little baby girl. And I'm like, okay, he's gonna do something. And I look at him next and I'm like, okay, like, do something, say something, do anything. And he looks down at his phone and starts texting. And then I was like, oh, fuck. I look at Kanye's cousin next. And I'm like, do something, you know, like, fucking do something. And he spins his chair around. And that's when that, like, gut-wrenching fear set in. And I was like, oh, shit. No one's fucking saving me tonight. No one's gonna do anything. No one's gonna do fucking anything. And that's when I was truly fucking scared. At this point, they had ripped my shirt off and they were trying to get my pants off. And I realized that I was completely alone. And I closed my eyes for a second. And I was like, God help me. What do I do? And as my eyes were closed, this is going to sound weird because I bet a lot of you are wondering, like, how the fuck did you get out of this situation? My eyes were closed and I prayed. And I said, God help me, what do I do? And it was like clear as day. I heard this in my head. And it didn't make any sense. I heard, go towards them. And I was like, oh, fucking great. The one time I asked God for help, Satan answers, because why the fuck would I go towards these 2 predators who are sexually assaulting me? Like, why would I do that? And then all of a sudden it clicked. My back was up against the glass wall. I could not go any further back. That was the only exit. He said, go towards them. They were already drunk off their shit. They were fucked up. So I lunged forward. I stepped forward. And it, like, threw them off balance. Like, they were like, oh, you know, and, like, they stepped back at least 1.5 feet. And the moment that they did, I reached behind my back, I pulled the door, and I slipped out, grabbing my clothes. And I ran across the hall, across this corridor, and I hid inside of an empty studio that was black. And I sat there for, like, 25 minutes, just, like, crying, like, what the fuck do I do? And I'm texting my manager, and she's not answering. And eventually, I don't think I'm supposed to say this next part because it could hurt her case, but basically everything she fucking said is true, basically, because what I saw next, I fucking saw it. I was the only one who wasn't drugged. I was the only one who didn't drink their drinks, whatever it is. I was the only one. So I saw what happened next and who was involved. And that's why I'm a part of this lawsuit and like named in it. And yeah, it just, that, I mean, I got us both out and I got us in an Uber, and she obviously didn't remember anything because she was drugged and I wasn't. And apart from the aspect of, you know, looking for help and they turned away, the only other thing that really, really fucks with me is, what about all those other girls that were there? Those 9 other girls who were drinking the drinks before we even got there. Like, I know none of them got out. I know none of them got saved that night. And I'm like, did they even fucking remember? Did they even know what happened to them? Moral of the fucking story, stay out of the industry. If you have daughters, make sure to tell them that they're idols. They should never meet and should never fucking go to the studio with anyone, even if you're invited there as an artist, unless you have a bodyguard with you. You know, I thought I'd feel better after telling that story, but I really don't. But I guess the point is that, I mean, the same shit happened with Cassie. As soon as she said what happened, no one believed her and they gave her so much shit. And it wasn't until videos came out and more people stepped forward that people were like, oh, she was telling the truth. And I'm here to warn you guys that more people are going to come forward. So believe her when she's talking right now. Because it's the truth. You know I have nothing to gain from this. If anything, I'm making myself a bit of a target for shit that could come. And I hope that's not the case.
Chat. Wait, let me keep playing though.
Yeah. Anyway, that's one of the main reasons that I almost lost my love for music and I got the fuck out of that place. Because I was so lucky. I could have had it a lot worse. A lot worse shit could have happened. I could have drank that drink and who knows what could have happened. So I'm very blessed and very lucky that I got out of that situation. But I feel so bad for the women who I saw in that studio that night that didn't get out. And I pray for them every day because I always think about it. So yeah. God, strike me down right now if I'm lying. So, I don't know if that resonated with any of you or was a good idea to tell that story, but yeah. Women, support the truth. And I'm very blessed that I am where I am and I got the fuck out and I'm living on a farm now surrounded by goats. God protected me. But anyway, that was the G-rated story, and I'm not ever going to tell anyone the other story because it wouldn't do anyone any good. But yeah, I hope you guys.
Okay, so I'm going back to this lawsuit. She said she was named in it. The only part that I see that I just hit like a Control F find search of a studio. If I search studio. It says studio album, then it says this. Another example of blah, blah, blah was Soho Warehouse in LA in early 2002. Not 2002, 2022. During the studio session, a male and female guests arrived. He asked the male guest if he would allow him to have sex with a female guest. Ye told the male guest that in exchange for allowing him to have sex with a woman, the male guest could have sex with the plaintiff. In an effort to persuade the male guest, Kanye stated, yo, plaintiff got great pussy. Again, the defendant was insinuating that he had previously had sex with the plaintiff. Huh. Sound like this might be is this it? Or was it another part that you think she was mentioned? So if this is what it is, it looks like maybe Kanye and Diddy were probably trying to trade girls. Diddy was saying to Kanye was saying to Diddy, yo, you could fuck my assistant. I fucked her. She got great pussy. Right? And Diddy maybe Diddy was talking about this. I don't know. I'm confused. Ava says, yo, she's lying, Act. Why are you even trying to make sense? She claiming they never met before. What? Somebody said, look up her name in the case. I did. Her name is not mentioned. So her name is Nikki. What's her name? Is it Nike? Niykee Heaton. Okay. Oh, it's Niy. Okay. Let me look it up. I'm hitting the search thing. Niy. Yeah, Niy. No. Heaton. I don't think she's mentioned in there. So that's her stage name. Look up her real name. Her real name is Nicolette, right? Nicolette. I'll look up Nicolette. I don't think she's mentioned. No. Yeah, there's Nick is only mentioned, or NIC, or NIC. Nah, she might be mentioned because I don't think this is a scan copy that I think that they think they're deciphering all the thing, because look, this is not NIC right here. Well, this is NIC communication, but the last thing participated is not NIC. So maybe she is mentioned. Maybe she's mentioned in here. Okay, let me see if I could. Did she tell what year it was? Oh, it was 2014. Oh, she said 9 years ago. Okay. Thank you for that. If it's 2014. No, none of this shit is there. I thought this Lauren woman only sued him for like shit that she mentioned when she met the nigga. She said it wasn't that long ago. Let me see. She worked in the industry for 15 years, and I'm trying to see when they knew each other. He hired her for $1 million in 2021. I don't think so. I mean, I have the lawsuit. This might be some cap. Where? I can't see it. Does anyone know what she's talking about then? Yeah, I can't see anything. Okay, maybe an actual journalist did the fact check in here. Let me see. Who is she? All right. After we get past who she is, what they should do is bring up why she's upset at Diddy. Not Diddy, I mean Kanye. Okay, that's just who is she. Go here and here. Okay. So she was on a song with Migos and OG Parker in 2014, and Ye invited her for music. She claims that Yeah, I feel like we just sat through that fucking 25-minute whole story and we can't find anything that's gonna help us. Yeah. Where is she mentioned in a lawsuit? Look on Reddit. Oh, hip hop. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, my monitor just went blank just now. What the hell? Well, yeah, I don't know. Not gonna say she's necessarily lying or nothing like that. However, truth be told, I just can't find anything to show that she was mentioned in the lawsuit, even though she claims she was. Nah, fuck that. It's all good. Okay. All right. All good, people. Again, these are all allegations. It's kind of interesting that I've seen now they're trying to link Kanye to like some Diddy shit. You know, again, I've known Kanye, not known him personally, but I've heard about Kanye as a freaky nigga. But freaky doesn't mean a nigga who is doing SA or doing anything that's illegal. And even, by the way, in the lawsuit filed by Lauren Pisciotta, apparently she kind of hints at sexual assault, but she doesn't really accuse him of it. She accused him of more of sexual harassment. But yeah, this woman is coming out to say, "Oh yeah, I've been around that nigga. He's on some freaky ass nigga shit." Okay. Let's see. This woman is. So she was the manager of Nikki Heaton. Okay, all right, whatever.